Hey, it's Mariah May. You may know me as The Glamour, and you're watching Unpopular Review.
Hello, good everybody. Welcome to another edition of Unpopular Review. I am trying to get my voice back because 2023 was such a fantastic year. Not, but in some cases it was. But I'm excited for the year 2024 and what it brings for myself as well as the rest of UPR. We're talking Raw and Smackdown today. I'm joined today by none other than Vic. And surprisingly enough, Vic, we are with another host. We'll bring him in a couple seconds. Vic, how are you doing so far for your 2024?
So far, it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Started a year off right.
Nice.
We've been entertained, so that's good.
And it's going to continue only 6 days in. Steaming Willie Beeman. I saw you dancing in the background to the
Yo. Hey, Slim, that new theme song, man. Man, give me my theme music. Hey, Mo, that joint job prank, man. Shout out to whoever did that. You know what I'm talking about? But yo, it's your boy Steaming Willie Beeman, man. Happy New Year, man. My UPR co-host and the UPR universe, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Let's go.
So excited to be here. We got a lot to talk about. A lot went on in the world of wrestling for this week between the reveal of the Devil on AEW, Raw Day 1, NXT, New Year's Evil, last night on Friday, New Year's Revolution, I should say. But let's talk about it. A packed Monday Night Raw, Day 1. First match we're going to talk about is Becky Lynch, the man, versus Nia Jax. Surprisingly for a lot of people, not to me, but surprisingly for a lot of people, Nia Jax picks up the victory with a clean victory over the man, Becky Lynch. Vic, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts when it comes to this match? What are your thoughts when it comes up of what's going to happen in the future with the man as well as the irresistible force?
Well, I mean, look, more than anything, they just literally brought it back from 5 years ago, which is one of the great things that I love about wrestling. Like, you can literally pick up a storyline like whenever, which is, which when I speak about this later, which I'm happy to see what the other people see. Right. But look, Nia Jax accidentally punched Becky Lynch in the face 5 years ago, gave her a bloody mouth, and then that made her look real badass. And now they just picked that right back up and started with this storyline. And really what this match was just to get Nia over more as a heel. In my opinion, and it worked out beautifully. They had a great match, a freaking amazing Samoan drop off the top rope, which had everybody like, whoa, made Nia Jax look really good. And then once again, Becky's got a bloody face, so we'll see. We'll see where they're gonna take this, but it's real interesting. It's real interesting to see what's gonna pop off of this because I'm excited.
What are your thoughts?
I thought it was pretty dope. The fact that Nia got over was a bit surprising, but we all know Becky about to go on her book tour, so it's to give Nia a new look far as she beat Becky. Becky, when she busted her face 5 years ago, it started the whole man persona, which catapulted Becky into the superstardom that she is now. You know what I mean? Being on cover of video games, main eventing WrestleManias, and things of that nature. So it was good for Nia to get the victory clean, and I think we probably about to start seeing the push for Nia because she's being more careful in the ring and like she's big and like she can really be a big powerhouse and a movable force like they pushing her ass. So I thought it was pretty good and pretty dope, and it was surprising though too.
I will say, and yeah, they did show blood, and I mean, some people thought Nia effed up again. I don't think she did. I think that was all part of the plan.
Yeah, that was a pack. That was a pack. It was a pack. We seen the pack.
Yeah,
well,
right there in her mouth, so she can bleed from it after she got the obvious protected uppercut. I predicted Nia to win the Royal Rumble. She is my pick. I feel like she and Bianca Belair are on a collision course after WrestleMania since Charlotte Flair got injured, and you need to build her strong. She's been back, and she has not taken the L since she's been back. The direction was for her to take that first out of Rhea Ripley, but they're not going to do that. Rhea Ripley's feud, Rhea Ripley's money match at WrestleMania is going to be Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch can easily pick herself back up from this loss because I still believe she's on the win Elimination Chamber. She's been pushing her book strong. Every chance she gets, she mentions that freaking book. So she is definitely going to go on tour, but I don't think she's going to take some time off. But she is going to get her comeuppance on Nia Jax one way or the other. It might be Nia Jax winning the Elimination Chamber, and it might be Becky Lynch winning the Royal Rumble. I'm not sure which direction it's going, but I guarantee those are your two, or I believe those are your two winners for the next PLEs. Is there something you would like to see going forward with either one of these two women, though, Willie?
Yeah, because just like once it took off 5 years ago, Becky was shot in another stratosphere, and Nia career went somewhere else, even though, you know what I'm saying, it was mainly a botch. And then she ended up getting released. And like I said, Becky had the baby, came back, and was still right at the top of the game. So, and they paths never crossed. So to give them a nice little feud up until Mania, I think it'll be pretty dope. And Elimination Chamber, one winner in the Rumble, then they collided at Mania. I think that'd be dope. The man versus who say they made the man. Let's get it.
Rick, what about you?
I think Becky is at a point where she's like John Cena, where she can just put people over. And I think that's what she's doing. She did that in NXT, had an NXT run, a really good NXT run. And she's just constantly putting people over. I feel like her and Seth Rollins are pretty much doing the same thing. You know, they're having these stellar matches and just putting people over. Because I mean, at this point, she doesn't really need a strap. She's gonna chase for a strap, but I don't think she would necessarily needs one. Her character is solid enough for it. So, you know, she's definitely just putting people over. These losses that she's taken, yeah, that's just proof of it. Because she can easily come back. Look, she lost the NXT championship, and now look what she's, you know what I mean? So, yeah, and Nia Jax needs this push. She needs, I mean, truth be told, I hope that Nia Jax somehow gets involved in the Bloodline story, but we'll see.
I always thought Nia Jax would be good for the Bloodline, but I understand that she and Roman are not the best of friends, I'll say.
Well, I think that it would be dope, like, because it'll be family. It's another powerful woman that could, like, if the Bloodline was to ever, like, get in a feud with Judgment Day or something, like, I think Nia being with them would be fucking awesome. But like Chris said, her and Roman aren't the best of cousins, so it is what it is.
All right, next thing we're going to talk about is the Kofi Kingston and Jey Uso. Not sure, they haven't really explained, at least I haven't heard them explain exactly what happened to Xavier Woods. But Kofi Kingston, Jey Uso versus Imperium, Ludwig Kaiser, as well as Giovanni Da Vinci. The main focus of talking about in this match is, one, simply because you could see that they want Uso to go after the Intercontinental Championship, which is Gunther. We'll talk about that in a second. But the other focus of this story was the fact that Giovanni Vinci took a drop kick from Kofi Kingston that clearly concussed him, and they had to stop the match. Kofi got a little bit of heat off of that. Got a little bit of heat because it looked like he made light of it after the spot happened. Jey Uso looked very angry at the spot happening because he couldn't do the stuff that he wanted to do during the match. Very, very visibly angry after that match. Willie, we'll start with you. What are your overall thoughts when it comes to this match and as well as these four gentlemen? 5 of you, including the Intercontinental Champion.
He got knocked the fuck out, man. Like, nah. But it was an unfortunate accident. You could see that Jay and Kofi both were upset that the match ended like that, because it was, going further what happened next, as far as Jay getting closer to challenging Gunther when Gunther come back and things like that. So of course they was making sure he was safe. Kofi, I don't know, man. I didn't say he made light of it. I could just say that like he was just like, oh shit, like man, what's going on? What happened? And then when he found out, it was kind of like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? So um I don't think it was I don't think he should have got no heat if he did get any heat though. But clearly an accident. Man, looked like it was gonna be a pretty decent match the whole time it did, but accidents happens inside that square circle, man, and that was one we witnessed on live TV. So glad he was concussed. Glad it wasn't nothing else other than that. And wish him about 2 weeks.
Vic, your thoughts?
Part of me thinks that it's a work because I feel like these two are about to split up. Like they've been arguing and shit, and Gunther's been the one kind of like the peer mediator, right? And yeah, like Gunther's been like the peer mediator, and those two have been fighting. So it might just be they might just have reason to do that because like I looked at back and Kofi did a regular drop kick, and the way that the guy fell, I mean, if it was an actual concussion, the way that he fell, it looked like he just didn't put his arms out first like he was supposed to. You know what I mean? Like he just literally just fell on his head.
I thought it was on the actual kick. My bad, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought that like Kofi actually was like a snap.
It felt like it was more from the hit from him landing on the mat because it looked more like a push. It didn't really look like an actual hit. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like this kind of thing never happens with Kofi Kingston. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Kofi Kingston is a veteran, bro. Like, come on, Kofi Kingston is not gonna botch a freaking drop kick like that. And you know what I mean? And the other thing is Kofi Kingston is not like a violent person, so you can never accuse him of being stiff in the ring either. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that's just people that are looking for a reason to complain.
No, I think like I said, from me watching it, it was like when he jumped off the top rope, he was kind of leaning too far over, and so I think it wasn't even Kofi that caused it. I think it was him because when he jumped, like he was leaning forward, like it wasn't a jump off and then you know how they pull their head back when they about to get super kicked or something. Like he was leaning into it. So yeah, I think he was out before he even hit the ground.
Either way, we wish Giovanni Da Vinci a speedy recovery. Hopefully he comes back. Jey Uso probably going after the Intercontinental Championship. Is Jey Uso that man that's going to take that title away from your ring general, the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther?
In the words of my man Cameron, dudes get drop kicked every day, B.
You just want to get that line out. What does that have to do with the Intercontinental Championship? Is Jey Uso taking that title from Gunther?
Yeah, because one, Gunther then added the title back to relevancy as much as he going to now. So we all know Jay not about to get the world heavyweight or the universal. So the next best thing to keep the title, the momentum of the title being relevant, would be putting it on the Jey Uso. So I agree with that.
Rick.
No.
Damn, my brother. Sorry you got COVID.
I don't think he's gonna do that because you know the ultimate goal with Jey Uso is to have him fight his brother. You know, and then
but would it add a dynamic? Because let's assume that match would happen at WrestleMania, right? Would it add a dynamic to that match if it is for the Intercontinental Championship?
Nah,
yeah.
I don't think it. I mean, it would, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't think they need it. It's definitely not. It's not needed. They don't need it. They have the history. They have the sibling rivalry. They have all the drama. They don't need a belt.
And you say, yeah, Willie, why?
I say yeah because just the whole solidification of their tag careers being over. They're battling for a singles title and the added sibling rivalry. Jimmy always being better than Jay in sports and all that they were saying. Now get Jay the opportunity to be like, yeah, we was all right, but I knew I was going to be better than you one-on-one. And now I'm doing it for the title.
You know, I
Hold
don't.
on, and that's the title their father held. I forgot to throw that in there.
Yeah, he
So
did
you
hold the
throw
Intercontinental Championship.
right.
You know what? No one remembers it. It was not a memorable title run.
Exactly.
But you just throw the theatrics of them fighting for the Intercontinental belt, Rikishi at ringside. Like, come on, man. Like, you know they're gonna go above and beyond to dramatize.
I think the title is not necessary. I agree with Jeffrey here. He put Brock and Gunther. I think that's the role. That's the move for WrestleMania is Brock and Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship because Brock never went after the Intercontinental Championship, and they made it clear last year to say that as long as Roman has that World Championship, that Brock can't go after it. So why not go after the Intercontinental Championship and have that match that a lot of people are clamoring for between Brock and Gunther? I don't think Jay and Jimmy necessarily need that championship. People just want to see that match happen, and then it's going to be a tag team again. Brock has only went after World Single Championships. That's it. He's never had an Intercontinental Championship match. He's never had a United States Championship match. He's never had a Tag Team Championship match. He's only been a World Championship match, and he's won that championship 10 times. There's very few times as Brock went after a world title in a match and lost that title match, by the way.
Wow.
Sorry, but I don't recognize the guy who's trying to look like Cyclops, and it's going to be also going to be soon you executive consultant of Yep, I Like Wrestling. Once again, very coherent. Good job being a San Francisco 49er fan. Y'all suck. Willie, what you eating? Looks yum. And Jeffrey, we definitely wish you
speedy recovery.
Yeah.
I mean the steak sandwich, pause, and bang bang Niner gang. That's all I can say. We did beat Chris Eagles, beat the dog shit out of it.
Well, you know what? The only reason I'm coming out was because we overlooked y'all, and y'all just wanted to come in there and look like, and get your comeuppance, you get your revenge for the fact that we whooped that ass last year to get to the Super Bowl. But that's just us. All right.
And y'all lost, but our quarterback was hurt. That's the only reason why y'all beat us.
The only Brock I want to talk about is Lesnar. Brock Lesnar doesn't play well with his others in tag teams anyway. No, he does not. If you don't believe me, ask Cody Rhodes. Brock Lesnar has been gone since SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar, in my opinion, very underrated goat. Let's talk about the next segment. The next segment was Miz TV. Miz came out, said that he has the Judgment Day coming out. Out comes R-Truth. Said the Judgment Day was right behind him. Was not behind him. A lot of funny moments happened, including Dirty Dominic coming out with JD McDonough to talk about how R-Truth is not in the Judgment Day. I'm not going to go over everything, but I want to put up some notables. One, Dirty Dom, in my opinion, still gets the most heat of any wrestler in the business. Ever. I've never seen anything like it. That man was booed. It's like, it is not go away heat. I think Jeff, shout out to Jeff. I think he mentioned that a couple weeks ago. It was like, hey, is it possible go away heat? I think it was Jeff. It could be wrong. If it is, feel free to fire me. But it's not. People generally await to boo Dominic Mysterio, and R-Truth being in this adds so much comedy to this because R-Truth, shout out to you, Ron Killings, being 51 years old and able to still look and move like that is amazing. And your comedic timing is still very good. Pairing you up with The Miz, who's very good at controlling the crowd, was amazing. And I think people did forget Awesome Truth and how awesome, in my opinion, they were back in 2011. I thought they were fantastic. Two people who lost to John Cena. Hey, it was the same formula as Rated RKO. Rated RKO was two people who lost to John Cena and said, hey, let's just be friends. And then they got to the feud with DX. Awesome Truth was two people who lost to John Cena and said, hey, let's just be friends. And they did a formal tag team, even though they never did win the tag team championships. And I was sad to see them break up. But it was good to see them. R-Truth playing this game where he's like, oh, yeah, but it's supposed to be me and Dom versus JD because he hates JD so much. Was gold, tagging in JD. Long story short, Awesome Truth picks up the victory. Vic, we'll start with you this time. What are your thoughts when it comes to this group?
It was fun. It was fun to see that whole thing again as far as Awesome Truth grows. And mind you, R-Truth is just running around acting dumb and doing all kinds of jokes and just making it a hilarious segment. I mean, wow. There really isn't nothing negative you could say about R-Truth because the guy is just straight comedy. But him and Miz together is always fun. They know how to have fun. And the one thing I noticed about it is that Miz had a tough time holding his laughs in. Yeah. He was mentioning like Awesome Truth and all of that. He was just wanting to laugh. that the whole thing, and I think JD McDonough had a problem holding his laughs in as well, because the guy is just too funny. But and then speaking about Dom, that goes to show you how much people love Rey Mysterio, because wow, that it just his heat for his deadbeat dad stuff and all of that, and that stuff is just not going to go away for a long, long time. And I wonder if the guy could ever even be a face. That the only way to do that is for him and Rey Mysterio to get back together, I guess. But yeah, man,
he shouldn't be a face anytime soon. They should keep him and Rhea as a couple on screen for a while the iron is still hot.
Not only that, but like I don't think I've ever seen, like, not even Hogan when he first joined the NWO, like he was getting booed and shit was getting boned in the ring. I think they'd probably throw shit in the ring if they could at Dom, man, right about now. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. It's even at the house shows is like that. Like, it ain't just for TV. Like, if you
what? It's fun to boo.
Like, like that's like that. It's fun to boo him. Like, it's fun to do the roll when Cody come out or when Seth is like, it's just like that now when Dom grabs the mic, and they hear the other wrestlers talk about it and how they say, like, this is something they haven't seen, like, almost never. And like to see, like I said, like, just what, 2 years ago he was a rookie winning tags with his pops. Now he's like probably one of the most hated heels in motherfucking history.
It's very, very good, and I said it. I feel like if he bulked up,
man.
I feel like he is a world championship contender. I really do, and I don't say that as a joke. If he bulked up and actually looked the part a little bit more instead of just a punching bag, he can be a contender for that world championship. I honestly believe that.
I think he put about 10 pounds, 15. He'd be
doesn't have to be anything ridiculous. He doesn't have to be Jinder Mahal, who we're going to talk about in a minute. But it just has to be something a little bit noticeable to make him look at threat. It's not 1998. It's not 1988 anymore. He doesn't have to go out there looking like Hogan or something. Right. But he still is like it was. He was in a scene a couple weeks ago. I forgot who was with, but he just looks so. Oh, he was with Randy Orton.
Oh yeah.
Right? And Michael Cole even made the joke. He said Randy Orton looks incredible. You can tell he's been in the gym. Dominic looks like he needs to be in the gym. And I completely agree with him because he just looked too small to be in the ring with Randy Orton. It just made no sense. Let's go ahead and talk about Randy. I'm not Randy Orton. Dominic's girlfriend on air, which is Rhea Ripley, as she defends her WWE Women's World Championship against Ivy Nile in a match that I thought was a little clunky. But then I thought about something, and I want to say it after you two talk about it. Ivy Nile looked very well in this match. Rhea Ripley, of course, took the W in this match. What are your thoughts when it comes to this match, and what do you think going up next between these two women in the feud and possible next feuds? Vic, we'll start with you.
I mean, it was just an Ivy Nile push. I mean, look, she's been in Diamond Mine and in NXT, a couple of years now? You know what I mean? Like, she's been around for a minute. Like, it was something that she deserved. I think she put on a pretty good show, and I think she was nervous, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, like, this is definitely going to be somebody that's going to put on some good matches. Personally, like, I would have had her go into a grudge with Zoe Starks, and do some stuff like that, and instead of just literally just throwing her at Rhea Ripley, because there was no premise to it. It was just like, oh, she's going to face Rhea Ripley. All right, bro, just another contender for Rhea Ripley. You know what I mean? I mean, at the end of the day, like, it makes them both look good because she had a great showing, and also it's also just showing Rhea's dominance, because that's the story they want to show here, with Rhea just dominating everybody. So whoever, and but then at the same time, it's still a good setup for whoever wins the Royal Rumble, because whoever wins the Royal Rumble might probably beat her, because at this point, if they are going to break up the Judgment Day, then she should be one of the people that loses the strap.
It was decent to see her get like some airtime, like from like since she done moved up from NXT. Like I said, she done paid her dues down there. I think she was nervous, like Vic said. I think once she get more comfortable being under the big lights, not just in Orlando, I think she had better showings in the ring. I really do, because her matches in NXT was pretty good. Like, and you can see she was comfortable with the superstars down there, and she had worked and put in time with. So think once she get comfortable being up here, up on Raw, I think her matches will get a lot better. The feud as far as I don't know. I don't know where they should go with this. I mean, I think she gotta, get some more in ring time with some other people, and then work her way back up to a shot with Rhea. That's what I think.
I'm going to say something controversial. It's not going to be like, but I'm going to ask you two gentlemen a question, and we'll take a commercial break. Rhea Ripley, dominant WWE Women's Champion. I voted her for Woman of the Year. I believe she was a Woman Wrestler of the Year. But I'll say this. Outside that Royal Rumble performance and her match with Charlotte Flair for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, which she won, it later became WWE World Women's Championship. Name your best Rhea Ripley match from 2023.
Don't worry, I'll wait. Memorable. I can't say. Well, no, because she dominated that match, the one with Zelina Vega. Yeah, most of her matches have been nothing but dominant showings other than those ones you mentioned. So,
well, they've been dominant because she won, and they try to make her look as strong as possible. But in my opinion, I think a lot of her matches be a little clunky. I don't think she has very good chemistry with a lot of these women. I think she just goes out there and does it, and then there's a lot of botches in these matches from what I see. Her matches, unlike an Io Sky, the WWE Women's Champion, who I think puts on much more productive matches.
She do.
But like I said, Rhea's style is to be dominant. It's just that I just see a lot. Even in this match, I mean, it was not a bad match. I'm not saying she has bad matches. The only match I saw that I thought was bad was her and Zoe Stark. I thought that was a match was just not good. But all of her other matches outside of Charlotte Flair, I just don't think. I think her best opponent has been Raquel Gonzalez since. I think they've had some pretty decent matches, but even then I saw it was a little bit flawed. And hey, botches happen in wrestling. I can tell you that, right? I hated my last match. Botches happen. But I just don't think she is as good as she could possibly be. I think she could be a little bit better, but her character work is what makes her the best women's wrestler, in my opinion, right out there right now. I don't see anybody on her level. The only person comes close to me is Bianca Belair, but Rhea is still, in my opinion, the most dominant champion. Vic, your thoughts? Why don't you take yourself off mute?
Do y'all think we get Jade at the Rumble?
No.
I think that Rhea Ripley has the look and the character to make the women's championship equal to the men's. Like, the problem is that they don't necessarily have enough talent that is like at high caliber, if that makes sense. Because she's basically the leader of the Judgment Day, and she's always involved in other people's stuff as opposed to her own stuff. Like, a lot of the people that she's been fighting is not necessarily storyline based, because she just has a promo. They have a promo, they throw her at Rhea, and then Rhea wins the match, whether it's with help or it's by herself. Like, she's basically like the Roman Reigns of the women's division, because to be honest with you, like, look, she has the secondary belt, the quote unquote secondary belt,
but it's the most relevant one.
The most relevant one. And then on the flip side, in the men's side, they're trying to make Seth Rollins like equal footing like Roman Reigns, but it isn't. You know what I mean? But then at the same time, look, she's more of a dominant champion than Io Sky, even though Io Sky is having better matches.
What makes the WWE Women's Championship, the WWE Women's Championship, what makes that the more relevant belt as opposed to the WWE Women's Championship? World Championship. Because
forgive me. Because of Rhea Ripley, the way that she's holding it, the way that she's carrying it, And just the promos that she's having. Mommy's always on top, blah blah blah, this and that. Just solidifying her position with that strap and everything. And then the other belt, even though it looks nicer, it just feels like it's just a trophy in the judgment in damage control. Like Io Sky doesn't necessarily have any storylines at all. You just whatever's going on with Bayley within that and whatever it is that's happening, but that's up in the air because of Charlotte Flair. So like she's sometimes the person makes the belt, and the belt makes the person, right? So in Rhea Ripley's case, the belt is making the person, because without that strap, she wouldn't have this level of dominance. Right?
That's true.
Io Sky's case, Io Sky is making that belt because Io Sky is freaking jumping off the top rope with a trash can on and doing wild shit, but then she's pretty much just showing why she deserves to be in that spot. But Rhea Ripley is being grown by being given that spot because her in-ring work doesn't have to be the best, but her storyline work is incredible. Look, she was a heel and everybody cheered for her to win the Royal Rumble and all of that because look at what she's done. I mean, Edge was right to pick her for the Judgment Day. And I don't know how much of Judgment Day they still use as far as Edge's original idea, but
not a lot.
The outcome is definitely good.
It's funny you said that you think that Rhea, the belt is making her, and Io, she's making the belt, because I look at it complete opposite. I think, in my opinion, Rhea's making that championship, and I think the belt is making Io. I think that when it comes to the Women's World Championships, the clear number one championship, and as far as the women's division, is the WWE Women's World Championship that Rhea holds, which is the counterpart of Seth Rollins' championship, which I think is the secondary championship to Roman Reigns' WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. It's kind of clunky, it's kind of weird, it's kind of confusing. But I really believe that Rhea, who has not been pinned in almost 2 years, is that way because of her, not necessarily because of that championship. But I think if Io didn't have that championship, nobody would be paying attention to her as much as they do right now. Even with her having the championship, I feel like she's still second tier to Bayley, and even with the addition of Asuka, she's third tier. It's not there. That's why I said that in WrestleMania, Rhea's walking in the WWE Women's World Championship champion. But I don't see Io Sky. I think Io Sky, and we'll talk more about this on SmackDown, I think Io Sky is going to lose that championship in Elimination Chamber. And I think she's going to lose that championship to Bianca Belair. I see Bianca walking in with that championship. Willie, your thoughts? I think I'm flirting.
You said you see what?
Io walking. I just want to know what your thoughts is when it comes to Vic. What Vic said. Vic said that he thinks that Rhea is making that.
Yeah.
I said Rhea is making that championship.
No. I hate to say this, but I do agree with you, the executive asshole. I think Rhea definitely is making the belt. And I believe her belt out of the women's belt is the more prestigious one, the one that's more valued, that's looking at as that title. Where, like you said, Roman title is looked at to be as the title on the men's side, even though Seth hasn't been pinned for the title, been just as dominant and before he even got that belt, though, even in some wins or losses, like Seth has been, we know Seth is the better wrestler when it comes to him or Roman, you know what I mean? And
debatable.
His title, no, that ain't debatable, never. Anyway, but we so like I said, it's vice versa on the women's. I think Rhea puts on dominant matches and dominant performances. I know Io jumping off the cage and trash cans and off top of war games and all that. And Rhea has been, Rio has been Io. I'm sorry, Io. I'm saying Rio.
Rio is on AEW.
I know. Io. My bad, Io. Io has been showing her ass in that ring, and she's been showing her ass in the ring before Damage Control and all that. So, I think her title, is the trophy, and she's making it like that. Intercontinental title once was that was the second step before you about to get your push to the main event, about to be the heavyweight champion when you got so. And that's what I think Io title is to the women.
All right, we're going to take our first commercial break. I'm kind of long into it, but we're going to take our first commercial break. When we come back, we can have a lot more things to talk about, including the surprise WWE former WWE champion that appeared, as well as anybody else in tag team matches. Stay with us. You're watching Unpopular Review.
Please. I just don't see the point and the purpose of the Blackpool Combat Club anymore. Oh. I don't. Well, none of the BCC.
No, what's it called? The Bloodpool Combat Club.
No, the Blackpool Combat Club.
No, it's Blood.
Oh, you snuck and got him anyway.
Since John Moxley.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, they should be at least the Blood, but they're not, and it makes no sense because not a single one of them is from Blackpool, England. And ever since the whole William Regal thing, he's gone. Why are they continuing on with this name? They should have figured out something different for it. It makes no sense. And to be completely honest with you, they're kind of irrelevant at this point as a unit. I mean, their whole it just doesn't. I'm not saying that as a negative. They're just not. They're nothing as a team anymore. It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason for them to be a team. They're not holding any gold. That's gone. It's done. It's better to go your separate ways at this point and figure out what's next.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I can't find a negative in that.
And I mean, can we not say, as you said, Shay, Danielson and Claudio, it slapped. It was a great match. And if they have a feud now, that would be pretty good. I could see that. And this could be the dysfunction continuing on and maybe going to Revolution to where we're having that blow off steam match. And, we're officially seeing the breakup of the Blackpool Combat Club.
Join the AEW Collision tonight, immediately after Collision with Dan the Man, as well as Captain Shay Sawyer. And as they talk about AEW Collision, looking forward to that one new show we got off the ground. Really excited about it. Good things coming. Let's talk about excitement, though. When you talk about excitement, begins with the letter E. And the letter E begins with starts with other words, including excellence, which is myself, as well as electricity. And the reason how come I mentioned electricity is because Triple H tweeted out earlier that he was not going to confirm or deny a former WWE champion was going to make an appearance on Monday Night Raw. This person was none other than the modern day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal, who comes out like he's disappeared for a while, but we just saw him like a month ago, within this year. But they still acknowledge the fact he still is their spokesperson. I don't understand what's going on. It was very obvious what they were trying to do, right? And that is disappoint the fans. And they acknowledge the fact that the fans look very disappointed to see Jinder Mahal. In my opinion, one of the worst WWE champions of all time. Who was to come out? Did you want to come on and talk about this segment? Is that what you wanted to do? Are you coming on? Then come on in, man. Come on in while I set it up. But who was to come out? Who was to surprise everybody? You could tell if you saw Samantha Irvin's reaction. Was
Happy New Year.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, former multi-time WWE champion, came out, interrupted Jinder Mahal. Speaking of which, welcome back to Unpopular Review, the executive consultant Vic, Stephen Willie Beeman, who's just been munching this entire show. And joining us now is none other than Big Daddy Cool, who's saying hello to his kids. What's going on, Big Daddy Cool?
What's up?
We're here to talk about The Rock coming out and just pretty much just cutting a horrific promo to Jinder Mahal about Jinder Mahal. And again, the fans involved like he loves to do so well, like only The Rock can do. And hey, shout out to Jinder Mahal's promo. He really ragtagged the United States. He did what he was supposed to do. That's generate heat to make him the biggest dick in that damn city for The Rock to come out and totally eradicate him, which he did. Rock took a couple punches, hit him with a spine buster, set up for the elbow before cutting the promo that says, I want to go get something to eat here. Should I eat in the booth? Should I eat the bar? Or should I eat at the head of the table, which was to set up possibly a potential match between him and his cousin, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, which has been all the talk, breaking. And I needed somebody to confirm WWE social media records because I swear they say this every single week. But breaking all the records for social media
was about 170 million views.
131 million. Last year, CM Punk broke all the records. Before that, Jade Cargill was breaking records. Before that, The Rock coming out with Austin Theory breaking records. Everything breaks all these social media records of views. I don't know the numbers, but anyway, Rock, Jinder Mahal, setting up Rock, Roman. Now we got people talking about this match is going to happen in Elimination Chamber. We got people talking about this match going to happening at WrestleMania. It's going to end Cody's story. They're not going to have Cody in the main event. Oh, this is so bad. They're talking about how he comes back and ruins CM Punk's main event potential again. All these things are now happening. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Big Daddy Cool, you are the guest. We're going to start with you. What are your thoughts when it comes to let's throw Jinder Mahal out. Let's throw Jinder Mahal out. No offense, sorry. You're done. Rock, Roman, potential feud. Your thoughts.
Jinder Mahal got a bad rap here. He got sidelined by this, Hollywood bum, The Rock, that showed up. I don't like The Rock coming back here. I like The Rock, don't get me wrong. But The Rock, listen, this guy is taking L's. And what I don't appreciate, and we'll get to this later when we talk about SmackDown, why they got to make the road to WrestleMania so hard for Roman? Why has it got to be so hard for Roman? You got to put him up against 3 legends in WrestleMania, and then The Rock, and then Cody Rhodes potentially?
Yeah.
Come on, you guys got to be... you can't be wrong in Roman like this. This is wrong.
No, good. Ya estamos alto.
Smash him.
No.
What do he say? Smash him, crash him. What do he say? What's his?
Finish. Yeah.
Back in the day, Flair used to say, you got to be fair to Flair. You got to be, this is just wrong for Roman. You can't be doing this to poor Roman. Roman been a good champion to us for the last 3 years, and you can't just have this happening.
Listen, he smashes everybody. He needs a challenge.
The Rock showed up because Black Adam sucks at Hollywood. Now he got to come back home to get his points up back in Hollywood.
Nah, he shooting fat. He on the last one. He on the next one that's about to come out.
He wanna take some clout from Roman. That's what he is. He's a loser. That's what The Rock is.
I felt like some Samantha, what's her name, when this music hit. I was like, holy shit. And then when he said the head of the table statement, like what I said, he should, like I said, I just can't wait for him and Roman to get in a promo battle. And when he be like, you talk about you at the head of the table, I built the table. And I'm like, the crowd is gonna go crazy when he dropped that line. You know what I'm saying? It won't
be a promo battle between him and Roman. It'll be a promo battle between him and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is the talker. Paul Heyman talks more about on SmackDown. Which we're gonna talk about that.
Nah, we gonna get them two on the mic together, like we got Roman and Cena and all that. We gonna get them two on the mic, like Roman not just gonna let Roman not just gonna let Paulie do all the talking. Like The Rock being him, they definitely gonna write it the way he get Roman on the mic, the way he gonna obliterate his ass, like we know he all gonna do. He gonna probably talk about some shit of whooping Roman ass when he was his, younger, even though he got Roman by about 12 years.
Ooh, no, he has him about 14.
Well, yeah, so
I agree with Willie. The Rock is a bitch because he knew Roman wasn't on Monday night.
I said the same thing. I completely agree.
He shows up to Raw, shouting out Roman, knowing full well that man ain't there, chasing clout.
Right.
And he knew Roman wasn't home, and he comes after Roman.
He's speaking facts. Rock knows that Roman does not work Mondays. He works some Fridays, right? Some Fridays. He wasn't advertised because Big Guy Jack.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Talk about. We're not going to do this like the SmackDown is not the show that The Rock created. Like that's the
if
Rock
he created
show.
it, why wasn't he there last night?
He created. Because my man he was happening to be on a movie set in San Diego. That's why he showed up. I mean, he wasn't in whatever piss and tan that SmackDown was in. He made that
comment.
So we're not going to do it.
Roman would have came out and handled him.
No, Roman wouldn't have came out.
Ain't no amount of surgery. Ain't no amount of surgery Rock can have to his body is going to stop him from being smashed by Roman Reigns.
He would have came. Look, Roman would have came. Rock would have came on his show that he coined. That term, layeth the SmackDown. That's where that show comes from.
When The Rock started that show and it was on UPN, but when Roman was on the show, he was on Fox. It's nice to see we have nice visuals in the background there.
But guess what? We're gonna talk about how.
Speaking of SmackDown, Willie, we love having you here as you lay in the SmackDown on your show right here. So, you know what I'm saying? SmackDown. Who was so famous about SmackDown? Yeah, I want to be raunchy. Who was so famous about SmackDown in the 90s with The Rock? What did The Rock always bring to the show?
Poontang pie.
There you go. That's what Willie's bringing to you. This episode of SmackDown is brought to you by Poontang Pie, a fresh steaming, beaming pile of Poontang Pie. Vic, how excited are we of The Rock back? Again, and obviously he's one after Roman. Do you think this is ending Cody Rhodes' story time? Like, what do you think?
No, I think that, and here's what I hope happens, right? Where remember when Cena fought the Miz, and then The Rock came in and fucked the shit up.
Yeah, I was there, Atlanta, WrestleMania 27.
Yeah, I think that they're probably going to repeat that because look, for Roman and Rock to fight, it's got to be over the red beads. It shouldn't be over the title. I think that Rock should cause Roman the title, and then they fight over that, and then they could stretch it out over a couple of years if they want to at Mania.
Rock's not a spring.
Wait, let me finish. Finish. The other thing is that we no longer have one Mania. They can do this at Crown Jewel or whatever big PLE they do at whatever other space they have. They're going to France. They're going to France at Backlash. They went to Puerto Rico. They're going to all these different places. It doesn't have to be.
Ooh, what about in Australia? Don't they got a show coming up in Australia? That's the closest shit to New Zealand. That's the Samoan area, like you know what I mean.
Like they can. It doesn't necessarily have to be what has been done in the past, and then they can still do
tribal chief match for the bees.
There's no need for a strap for this. If Roman drops the belt and then The Rock is involved and they have all of this beef, because mind you, look, The Rock's daughter is in NXT, Nia Jax is around. They can have this whole thing with all of these different people, and there's no need for a strap. Just like I was saying before, there's no need for a strap between Jimmy and Jay. And even if it ends up being Roman and Solo in a couple of years or something, you know what I mean? There's really no need for a strap. I mean, I think that's the only place where you really need a strap if it was Solo to take away the title from Roman ultimately. You know what I mean? Because that would make the most sense. But as far as like Roman versus Rock, I think that as far as sitting at the head of the table, what that means is getting those red beads. That's what that means. That doesn't mean the title. So it doesn't have to be for that. Like if The Rock gets involved, I would love to see him start the story at WrestleMania, get involved in the match, because there's always somebody getting involved in Roman's matches. So if somebody's getting involved, and mind you, they're family, so it could be this whole thing where somebody hits The Rock and The Rock hits back, and then all of a sudden Cody Rhodes gets his title, and then you just continue the whole story. Cody Rhodes rides off into the sunset with the belt, and the bloodline continues the story. And truth be told, that's what I hope happens. Because I don't really need another title run with The Rock for him to just drop it right away to somebody else and hold it for a month and then drop it again to somebody else, and then
because he's going back to Hollywood.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, but having The Rock chase a strap is pointless, in my opinion.
What I don't need to hear about is Cody Rhodes' story. What about Roman Reigns' story, huh? How about that?
Roman Reigns' story is over. It's been going on for 10 years. Like, they try to put him over as much as possible. Look, they threw the Undertaker.
And we hated him. He was trash. He was trash on the mic.
Undertaker at him. They had no choice but to put Paul Heyman with him to talk. You understand?
He talk about all the WrestleManias that he main evented. He lost most of them. He just started winning them.
This record is what he needs, because he's never going to be The Rock. He's never going to be Stone Cold. He's never going to be any John Cena, any of those people that were. He's never going to be The Miz. Understand? He's never going to have the mic skills that you need to be on top. Matter of fact, he's never going to be Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I'll give you that. He's never going to be that.
He's not going to be a vanilla midget. That's absolutely right. I agree with you.
All I'm saying is that he doesn't have the mic skills. I mean, he's good now. He's definitely good when he's produced and he's practiced and all of that. But he's never going to be able to drop a pipe bomb like Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is the greatest one to do it. You know what I mean? That's why he needs him.
You know, I somewhat agree with what you're saying. I somewhat agree with what you're saying, and I've gone on record saying that I think The Rock should cost Roman the title. I don't think that The Rock should beat Roman for the championship by no means whatsoever. I just don't see it. But I do believe to make it easy, and the story writes itself, Rock cost Roman the championship to one Randy Orton, and Randy Orton goes on to defend that championship at WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes, allowing Cody Rhodes to finish the story, because that story writes itself because Randy has put Cody on the map. And then when Randy left and came back, Cody was one that made the phone call. So I think, in my opinion, that's how you do it, and that's how you go around it. The main event's still going to be Rock and Roman because that's your main event. Fact. And Rock is going to take the L. Mm-hmm. If you don't believe that, then I don't know what to tell you. Rock is going to.
We all know he's taking the L because that's supposed to be his last match. So we know
it needs to be. Rock said he want to come back and do something special, never been done before. That's what Rock kept saying. I agree with Vic 100%. The tribal, whatever you call it, being on the line for it, that's what makes it special. So I can't say I disagree, but I do know I'm interested in investment of it. But if Randy does win that championship from Roman, it will be an elimination chamber. Now, here's my problem, because I was talking to Bad Guy Jack about this. That's going to be in Australia. The rumor is that's a 4:30, because I was pissed when I found out, right? Because I'll be in New York with these guys, right, to go to a viewing party. But it's at 4:30 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning. What does that mean? No viewing party.
That means breakfast.
Where we're going to watch it? Where we're going to watch it that morning and breakfast?
At the IHOP.
I'll be coming from a club, most likely. I'm not even going to go to sleep.
On our phones.
On our phones?
Okay. Go to the diner.
IHOP is still open at that time. What you mean?
All right, so we'll watch it, right? But realistically speaking, as a professional company, even though you know you're making money on Australia and all that stuff, are you going to have Roman lose his first singles match in over 4 years, dropping the championship that early in the morning when you know most people are not going to see it until later on in the afternoon? And then they already got spoiled. I don't know if that's the right move to do.
What about Roman's story? Roman is not going to lose his title. Stop it.
Roman's story is what? Roman's had the greatest world championship reign I've ever seen in my life.
I just think that if he fight The Rock and they fight for the head of the tribal chief bees, then I think The Rock should win and go sit at the table.
I completely disagree with that.
If it's for the belt, then of course Roman should win. Because we know Rock not. But I can see what they do it the way like Rock do win and Snook's sister, the elders of the family and shit, give it to Rock, and then Rock doing some shit like giving it to Roman because he's gone now. Like that's his final match. Like the fuck.
Why would you give the champion? Why would you give the head of the table title, so to speak, to The Rock so he can be like Rey Mysterio and be a deadbeat dad? Because he's never going to be there.
He's never going to be.
He's never going to be at
the table.
He's never. Was he going to FaceTime the table? He's never going to be there. There's no point in him. No.
He built the table.
No.
He built the table.
No. Jeffrey says Roman versus The Rock in Elimination Chamber. Cody finds the way to win the Elimination Chamber match and challenges Roman in Mania. Hey, once again, I'm not sure of having that match that in the afternoon, early afternoon or late afternoon. Yes, evening definitely. But early in the morning, before some people wake up on a Saturday morning, I'm not sure that's the right move to have.
I don't know, man. People that set their alarms at 6 a.m. for a Drake album, so people get set their alarm to watch.
There's a difference between a Drake album and to watch a 4.5-hour pay-per-view.
Hey, fuck it, I'm with it. I'm setting my alarm.
I just don't know that's the right move. Moving on, let's talk about it. Shayna, this will be real quick, and I don't mean to disrespect any of these four performers, but let's be real. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark versus Natalya and Tegan Knox.
Okay.
Exactly. Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler picked up the victory. Does anybody have anything they want to say on this?
Nope.
Main event time.
Shayna Baszler is such a dominant wrestler.
All four of these women, well, Tegan Knox I'm on the fence about, but all three of these women I think are phenomenal talents. But it just wasn't a good spot for her. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Championship. This was a very good match with a lot of clunky things happening in this match. Long story short, Seth Rollins picks up the victory outside of another bad cash-in by Damian Priest. Great match. I'm just not sure where they're going to go from here when it comes to Drew McIntyre. Seth Rollins, we clearly know, is going to end up with a date with CM Punk at WrestleMania. CM Punk makes his return to Raw next week. Willie Beeman, your thoughts when it comes to Drew McIntyre? What direction do you see him going? Where would you go? Would you keep him as a heel or a tweener or a babyface? What's up? What say you? I'm not going to
I keep him as a heel for right now for probably like the next year. Keep him as a heel because I would do some shit like bring Sheamus back and Sheamus on some you know, man, you're changing what's going on, and then they have a little feud or some shit like that. But right now, Drew just he lost in the sauce right now. He's not in the main event picture. You can't put a title on him right now unless you give him like the US title or something like that. But we already know where that's going. So yeah, man, Drew, keep him I say I keep him as a heel. Yeah, that's what I say. I keep him as a heel.
Vic, your thoughts?
Yeah, same. I mean, what other direction do you have for him? You know what I mean? Like I don't think there is another direction for it. I mean, like I think he would do very well in the Judgment Day. To be honest,
no, he's too big for the Judgment Day, in my opinion.
Well, possibly, but you know they're not going to put a strap on him anytime soon. If anything, maybe he could take Gunther's thing, or you know what I mean. But like, there's no.
The rumor is he's going to end up costing Damian Priest his Money in the Bank briefcase, and those two are going to have a date at WrestleMania. That's the rumor that I'm hearing. And what I mean, I'm hearing, that's in my mind. I'm speculating because I don't see what else is going to happen.
I'd rather see Finn Balor versus Damian Priest, because they need to drop those straps. Like, I'd rather see those two as singles competitors again. To be honest with you, because I feel like they're slowly starting to build up a tag team division on each end, and these guys are just holding the belt for now.
Do you think they're going to separate the belts?
No, but they should. They definitely should, but it doesn't look like they're going to do it anytime soon. I will say that they made some new undisputed tag team championships that they have not revealed on air. I thought that was going to happen when they lose the championships, and I still think that's a possibility. But since nothing's happened yet, they might be reconsidering. We have all these trios. Let me tell you something, and this is going to be awful. Stop following Drew McIntyre. We're done. Big Daddy Cool, you can say anything you want. But I personally like Triple H's booking. I think he does an exciting job in WWE right now, but there are certain things that I feel like are too AEW. Why all of a sudden we have all these freaking trios? It's ridiculous. I don't need to see all these damn trios. If you give me trios title, I'll be pissed. I don't like trios titles. Tag teams is all I need, right? Too many trios, too many factions, too many trios, too many factions. You're over here saying I'm going to make an announcement.
I mean, yo, listen, man.
I don't understand.
That pink title with those scissors, bro.
That we don't see.
They be on Collision.
That shit
nobody watches.
I watch it.
Shit is selling, bro.
So maybe I'll put you on Saturdays with Cap Shay and
I've been watching Dynamite.
I mean, look, here's the thing about AEW, right? The main thing about AEW is that nobody takes TNA's product, whether it's good or bad, and tries to compare it to WWE. Everybody does that with AEW, right? But at the end of the day, they're still just an indie show. Like, and the thing is that they've cornered a market where, you know, WWE can sell out the show and AEW can still get asses in those seats the next week. So it's I've always felt like it's good for the wrestling fan because now we just have more shit to talk about. But yo, like, if they bring trios championships to WWE, I think it'll be a waste because they have trouble booking tag teams. You know what I mean? So I agree with you there, but clearly on the other spectrum, it works, bro.
Yeah, you see what happened with the NXT tag. I mean, with the women's tag titles, them things are like some bullshit now.
Facts.
So I mean, but AEW, I don't know. AEW
they had a wonderful segment. They had a wonderful segment on Raw. Apparently, the women's tag team champions, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, were in a nightclub, which, you know, everybody was able to hear what they said. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they just got people walked up to them.
They had their titles in the club, though.
They had their titles in the club. They were like right here. They were like dancing, and I had all these people around them. Well-lit area in the dark.
Yeah.
And then, you know.
What's wrong with them carrying the titles around? What's his name? Logan Paul does it.
Bad Bunny did it.
Logan Paul has an entourage. Logan Paul does. Yeah. Logan Paul has an entourage.
But he
Bad Bunny,
that's Punk. He need bodyguards.
You said what of it?
Bad Bunny did it when he was 24/7 champion.
Bad Bunny also has an entourage. He has security. He has protective detail that surrounds him.
Yeah.
Kaden Carter does not.
They don't need it.
Kaden Carter walks across the street to the Publix and buys a bag of apples, and nobody's there to protect her. Anybody can just rough that championship off of her.
But nobody's looking for that. Nobody's trying to step up to her because they know that she's intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Kaden Carter is 4'11".
Well, she could.
What? You've never met anybody that's intimidating 4'11"?
No.
You ever met Joe Pesci?
You ever met Joe Pesci?
Joe
No.
Pesci.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of Raw. Let's talk about the SmackDown. We are behind time, which we do every single week. This is why we're going to split the shows again for Raw and SmackDown. Stay with us. You're watching a popular review. Find out what we talk about on Dynamite this week.
What?
Are you ready? You want to hear my opinion? All right.
So
let me be frank. Let me just clear the airwaves, okay? Now, AEW's World's End wasn't the greatest, but I'm gonna tell you what. You didn't talk about Dustin Runnels and Swerve Strickland because Swerve Strickland puts on a hell of a match. He just did one just a minute ago. He puts on a hell of a match. Okay, there always are going to be botches. There's always going to be miscard places and things like that. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that WWE puts on that could compare to what AEW gives you. Okay, WWE gives you a steaming pile of dog shit. Okay, they fuck wrestlers. They bring wrestlers back. They promise them the world. They don't give them shit. There's nothing that WWE can do that can top what AEW does every fucking week. Oh, you bring the Rock back, okay? You bring him back. He brings a challenge out. Then you cut him a promo against Jinder Mahal, one of the fucking worst WWE champions of all time. I mean, you sit there and say, "I want my $50 back." Shit, how many times can I count my hands and toes of how the money I fucking spend on Peacock to watch the bullshit they give us at WWE? I want all my money back for the last 4 years of what they've given us. Nothing but shit.
I obviously don't agree with everything that he said and probably disagree with most of it, but it's not particularly important because his opinion is his and it's valid. But I don't know what has to. I don't know why feeling the WWE stinks means if AEW puts something on that stinks that it's okay. I mean, there's plenty of room to criticize both or love both if you want to. But I don't see what one thing has to do with the other. Though I will say most of the world that follows wrestling doesn't agree with most of those things. But again, like I said, it doesn't matter. Your opinion is your own and it's valid.
Right. And I think we're all pro wrestling fans.
We are definitely pro wrestling fans. That's the AEW Dynamite show, starring Dana Man, Vinny LaSpada, as well as Jeff Evil Dose. Some controversial topics, I will say, was talked about by none other than Vinny this past week. But those are his own. He's not a WWE fan. He does not like the product that he does. Speaking of product, I see Willie's about to try his own product backstage. So he is not going to be on the show for a couple of minutes. I'll say 2 tops. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about SmackDown. SmackDown starts off with the United States. He's a quick 1 minute man. What's up, Willie? Hey, he looks tired too.
I'm back. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
I know what happened. I know what happened. Wink, wink.
What?
Kevin Owens comes out to face. Kevin Owens comes out to face. What's his name?
Hold on, what the fuck is so funny? What I missed?
It's what we missed. Like, we could have had our highest ratings if you kept the camera on.
Our highest ratings.
We were listening to Vinny Spada bash AEW talking about a pile. He'd rather watch a pile of dog shit. While he's talking about watching a pile of dog shit, I see Stephen Willie beam his hand. I'm sorry. I bring everything like. Rub across where shit comes from with an ass, right? Just rub across. Next thing I know, the camera goes off, and then Willie comes back. He's laid in bed, new position, right? Looking tired as fuck. What do you think happened? What do you think happened?
Hey, I am not that quick on the draw, man.
I don't know. I don't know.
I am not that quick on the draw, man.
Santos Escobar comes out to face Kevin Owens. Comes out as Logan Paul as well, who's on commentary, who's just so funny. So funny. The highlight of this match is as popular as Kevin Owens was, and as much heat as I want to call him Jinder Mahal, Santos Escobar is generating, the fans focus on Logan Paul. That proves his star power right there. You suck, you suck, you suck. Kevin Owens picked up the victory. Nice win there for him. Santos Escobar comes out with these 2 guys. What are their names? Angel. He lost his last name again. Angel and Humberto lost his last name as well. They get chased out by Joaquin Phoenix and the other guy. Wild. Let me tell you something.
His name is Angel.
Let me tell you.
His name is Joaquin Wild. You just mentioned the same guy twice.
Whatever. Either way, these 2 people came out that used to be that's still a part of LWO apparently. Go figure. And they chased, and then they said, "Good, get out of here. Nobody wants to see us, right?" Because nobody wants to see any of these 4 guys. Lucha, shout out to Kalisto because he gave me a shout out this past week at Local Pro Wrestling, which was a fantastic time. Anyway,
tell Kalisto I bought his hat.
I will tell him that he will appreciate that. Long story short, Kevin Owens picks up the victory, hits Logan Paul, who's talking all that yakety again. We have Logan Paul, Kevin Owens. We have any kind of excitement on this match? Big Daddy Cool, we'll start with you as we let Willie Beaver cool down from his session he did during the commercial break.
Listen, it was a good match. Listen, it did what it had to do. They protected Santos. That was my question, was how are you going to get Santos out of this without taking a clean L to Kevin Owens? You knew Kevin Owens was going to go over. You weren't going to have a heel versus heel match. Nobody's going to see Santos versus Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm.
So the question was, how are you going to keep Santos strong and have him lose to KO? And you watched it last night, so I think that was good.
Do we think Kevin Owens going to actually beat Logan Paul? Like, I mean, I think maybe to get the title back for Sam.
I think it's a good possibility. Kevin Owens hasn't had a singles championship in quite a while, and you can't keep that championship on Logan Paul. My thing is him holding that championship going into WrestleMania will be a good thing.
Right.
I could also see him facing LA Knight for that championship at WrestleMania, that being Logan Paul. There were rumors that Logan Paul and Bad Bunny are going to have a program together, which I also think will make more money. We will see. I don't know. I can see Kevin Owens win. I can see Kevin Owens not winning. We'll talk about it that day when we have the polls, where I win the championship back. But it's a tough call.
I'll tell you this: I wouldn't be surprised if that Sami Zayn costs Kevin Owens the championship, because he's a jealous guy.
Vic, your thoughts?
That might happen.
Yeah.
No, listen, Kevin Owens is the only guy that could probably be able to hold his own on the stick with Logan Paul. So, whatever it is that they do, I'm happy that it's Kevin Owens, because clearly the promo battles are going to be insane between these two. Because, look, Kevin Owens isn't there because of his look. He's there because of his matches and because of his ability to use the microphone. They gave him Stone Cold Stunner. They try to push him for a little bit, but the reality is that Kevin Owens, more than anything, is a guy that's definitely reliable. He reminds me a lot of Daniel Bryan in a sense, where he's very reliable in order to put on a quality match and a quality promo. I think, and mind you, the last time when he was the United States champion, his approach, in my opinion, was hilarious. Like when he came out in the ring with the suit on and how he was going to bang, and he was just a super heel United States champion. I thought it was brilliant. Kevin Owens is more than anything a wrestling fan. And as far as, him and Logan Paul, I think it's just going to be magic. I definitely think it's going to be magic. Whether he wins the title or not, it's probably, I don't think it's relevant. I don't think Kevin Owens needs that belt. You know what I mean? But I definitely think he's going to be a great opponent for Logan Paul, because the shit talking is going to be great.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm a big fan of Logan Paul. I think he's fantastic. I think he's a good addition to WWE. I wish he could appear more, but I know he has other projects going on. I think he does as much as he possibly can. So Logan Paul, shout out to you. Let's talk about a segment that I thought was the worst segment of the week, in my opinion.
Hold up. I want to shout this guy out. Walter Mitchell here. Santos is going to cost KO the championship. I hope
Probably.
so. I hope so.
They need to get
Santos
Santos
deserves
over. The problem is he you know what I was happy with? His first heel promo that he had against Rey Mysterio, where he was like, I hope that you get an infection and all that. That really showed to me how good he is on the mic. Because before that, you didn't really get to see that much. Like, even when he was the heel in NXT, I don't think they focused much on his mic work, because now he's just way more noticeable. I'm curious to see what happens with this guy.
Does anybody make any New Year's wishes? New Year's wishes?
Resolutions?
No, a New Year wish. Did they make a wish at midnight?
Oh, yeah.
I did.
Okay. What was your?
Oh, mine was AEW going out of business.
So
Damn.
my New Year's wish was that Elvis disappeared, and
Elvis.
I see it didn't work.
Why did
I see it
Elvis
didn't
have
work
to disappear?
because of
Well,
dumbass
Elvis-
comments like this.
What did he
What
say?
is the difference between Kevin Owens? It's right there. You can read. I mean, I know you're walking.
What is the difference between
so,
it's a lot that's different, Eddie. Elvis, it's a lot that's different. Like that's like saying what's the difference between a quality steak compared to a motherfucking Murray steak. If y'all know about
Murray steak.
Yeah.
That man went old school.
Yeah, like
I mean, you know, they're pretty much similar because they both were huge.
I mean,
in the scene, Ring of Honor shit, you know. So.
But Kevin Owens put on way better matches, and not only do he put on way better matches, he's way better on the mic than Eddie Kingston. Yes, they are both built like mini fridges, or built like they built like two studs, maybe. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't say that. Could I say that?
You know what though? But
I mean, you already said it. We're already canceled. Like,
Eddie Kingston is like Homicide, Amazing Red, hardcore East Coast guys that definitely have,
except fat.
Yeah, well, yeah,
and out of shape.
Yeah, he's built like a substitute gym teacher.
Yeah, I mean, and that's his appeal to some people. And like, you know,
he's built like a septic tank.
He just looks like a regular guy that drives the bus. And then
No, I don't know any regular guys that's built like that. I'm sorry.
I will say that Chris should be more like Willie, is what this guy Elvis says, right? And you know what? I would like tell you to go play in traffic on a Los Angeles freeway or something like that when you make a comment like that, because how dare you insult me? But you know what? Willie about 10 minutes ago was my idol because he was doing something I couldn't do, right? So I give all the respect. So you know what, Willie? I like that comment. Elvis just likes to troll. Well, that's what happens when you are a troll. You know, I tell Elvis all the time that he should go, you know, buff Snow White shoes, but he doesn't want to listen to me. All right, so worst segment of the week for me, Bobby Lashley comes out with the Street Profits. Bobby Lashley suit game, 1 point.
Man,
right.
Hey, his suit game is bananas, yo.
Yeah, and it looked like one. But so he comes out and he talking about how 2024 is going to be a better year because 2023 wasn't a year for him because he didn't do anything but form the Street Profits, him and have a faction with no name. And he won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal as a consolation prize because he couldn't get on the WrestleMania card. He said 2024 is going to be his year. They're going to tag team championships. He's going to join the Royal Rumble to get thrown out. And he's going to become the Almighty again, meaning he's going to try to go after the world title. 2024 is going to be his year. 2024 is going to go so well for him. He's about to get jumped by the latest new trio faction in WWE, that being Karrion Kross as well as AOP.
That was shocking as hell to see them, to see AOP. I was glad to see him, though, Tonka and Razor. Oh, no, my bad. That wasn't their name. Those was the name from the guys on Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze.
I told you, Chris. I told you. I mean, all these fucking... I'm sorry, Willie, but I'm going to use this as an example. I've been telling this man for 2 weeks because everybody 2 weeks ago when they saw the shadows, they're like, oh, AOP is back. AOP is back. Oh, I love it. I'm like, stop it. Y'all, none of y'all were looking for AOP. I bet you none of them know that his name is, what is it? Akam and Razor. Hakim and Razor. Nobody know their fucking names. And here come Willie go, I was looking for them. And then he doesn't even know their names. I said, nobody looking for AOP. Stop it. Everybody excited. I said, oh, everybody in the Facebook group. Oh, I can't believe they back. I'm so excited. No, you not. Sit back down.
Nah, it was dope to see him, though, because I remember watching the match with one of them tore their leg in the match, like tore their knee or something, right? I do remember one of them got injured in the ring, and then they just was
What match was that, Willie?
It was on NXT. I just remember. No, it was once they came up.
It was definitely not on NXT.
No, it was once they came up to the main roster. It was once they came up to the main roster.
When they dropped this guy.
Please.
Yeah, it was once they came up to the main roster. One of the guys got injured in the ring, like you could see it.
That hers? Put it in front of her door. Okay. Well, you know what? AOP, I'm excited to see to a certain extent. Here's my only problem with WWE. Okay. I'll put it in front of your door. Oh, how nice. Okay.
Would you order a chop?
You got me a Roman shirt? I'll wear rest. Okay. All right. I'll wear it. Thank you. So no, my roommate's telling me he got me a Roman shirt for Christmas. All right. So here's my problem with this faction. Every new trios faction that comes on WWE, which is most time on SmackDown, does the same thing. They attack the babyface faction and they look dominant. Then they go and lose. That's all they do every single time. Karrion Kross is not winning a feud with Bobby Lashley. AOP might be able to defeat the Street Profits, but I'm telling you right now, they're not going to have Karrion Kross beat Bobby Lashley. They love Bobby Lashley people backstage because he's so darn good and nice and friendly, and he's so dominant in the ring, and the fans love Bobby Lashley. Of all the full-time wrestlers, Bobby Lashley is one of the very few people in the short list that can beat Roman Reigns clean, and no one will bat an eye.
True.
Karrion Kross is nowhere near that level and is not beating Bobby Lashley. So this segment fell kind of flat for me. Vic, did you have any thoughts?
Well, the segment was flat. I think it was just pretty much to bring these guys out. To be honest with you, I think that this goes to show you sometimes you can wait too long to bring somebody back. Because when these guys came out, I think that if they would have brought them back maybe 3 years ago, they could have been like, oh, yay. But now it's just like.
But you just heard Willie.
No, but the thing is just that that's just a reaction. But what I'm trying to say is just that if it would have happened in a shorter period of time, the reaction probably would have been bigger because you could see from the crowd, like, it was like nothing happened. You know what I mean? The crowd itself was just like, who, what? It was these guys? You know what I mean? And then Paul, you'll be happy. You'll be lucky if you got people in the audience that remember the road.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
You don't even know there's a lot of wrestling fans that can't really relate to a Road Warrior pop. They can understand it, but they certainly don't remember it. You know what I'm saying? And then this guy, he's just not remembered as a tag team leader. I mean, those of us that know our wrestling history and all of that and are old enough to remember this stuff, yeah. But for the younger audience, I don't really think it's gonna pop. Like, they're really gonna have to be impactful in the ring and just a dominant group, and we'll see how they book them. You know what I mean? Because they certainly don't have the impact that they had in NXT. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Speaking of no pop, when we come back from commercial break, we're going to talk about a couple of matches, including the tag team match in the main event, which was very special. Stay with us. We'll be back in less than a minute. What's up, Big Eagle?
I got something, but before we
go ahead.
Segment.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Bobby Lashley, a couple years ago, he got in a feud with a guy that had a blonde valet as well, and he ended up taking advantage of that situation, and Lana hasn't been the same since. Any chances that we see Bobby Smashley return and for 2024 and Scarlett?
Yeah.
No, because Scarlett never leaves Karrion Kross' side, if you ever notice. So that will not happen.
She's never stepped in the ring with a man like Bobby Smashley.
Smashley.
Yeah, he took Lana.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah. See, Willie's down for it. He wants to see that. Come on, Bobby Smashley, 2024.
Willie's been so impressive. Willie's been so impressive this whole episode. He's followed all the rules. He hasn't been smoking, right? Oh, you have. He hasn't been lighting up. Oh, you have. He hasn't been eating. He's been doing that whole fucking episode. He hasn't been walking around. He's been walking around. His internet fucked up. He's been fucking in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in less than 1 minute. You can tell he's been smoking because he's been having the munchies like shit. Stay with us. You're watching Unpopular Review.
His name is Zoolander. Derek Zoolander. international male supermodel. But behind those eyes is a highly trained man of action. You rock. No, you rock. And perhaps the world's only hope of stopping a sinister assassination plot. Zoolander.
The cloud has fundamentally altered our DNA.
Victor, you always thought you were a god.
Let's not fight.
No, let's.
I told you how long the commercial break was going to be, so Willie can have time to do whatever the hell he needed to do backstage. Anyway, Fantastic Four next Thursday is part of our 2000 movies. That was my pick, and then on Tuesday we're going to do Zoolander, which was the next option for the 2000s. So looking forward to that. Vic, Zach Consultant, Willie Beam, and Big Daddy Cool here talking to you about SmackDown right now. Watching Unpopular Review. Please join us every single Saturday. Let's talk about the next segment. Next segment is none other for the Women's World Championship. We just talked about it earlier with her. Io Sky defending her championship against Mishin. I knew this match was not going to be anything special. I knew this match was not going to be anything really to rag home about. How? Because what does WWE do?
Because Io Shirai was in it.
No. What does WWE do when they do title matches? They announce the matches and the competitors in the ring. They did not do that. They did it as they were walking out. When they did that, I knew they gave two flying freaks about this match. Mia Yim takes the L to Io Shirai. Mia Yim is going to end up in the Royal Rumble. Of course, Io Sky, very happy of her dominant victory against Mia Yim. But it was a good match. Much better, I thought, than the Rhea Ripley and Ivy Nile match, even though I didn't think that was a bad match at all. Big Daddy Cool, you weren't around for us when we talked about Io Sky a little bit earlier, so we'll start off with you. You already mentioned your Io Shirai comment, so I know what's coming on. Don't call her Eeyore. What are your thoughts when it comes to this match, Io Sky, as well as Mia Yim or Misha?
Misha.
I'm going to call her Eeyore because she's boring as F to me. That's what she is. I'm going to read Jeffrey's comment here. Jeffrey asks, Bobby Smashley, how long did we come up with that? That was back when he was smashing Lana. I called it. I coined it. In fact, this is how Chris and I became friends because he heard me yelling at a bar, Bobby Smashley. And this man was like, what is this guy?
That's a shoot, by the way. That's 100% shoot.
100% shoot. And the whole bar started chanting, Smashley, Smashley. That's because everybody wanted to see him, smash Lana. And then he did. So the most over Smashley's been, by the way. Getting back to this, nobody's looking for Michin. It's unfortunate, but it's true. And Io Sky, come on. Nobody's looking for her either. She needs to drop this title, tomorrow. Because, really, what has she been doing for this title? I bet you we can ask random people in the street, who's the women's champion? And they'll be like, Charlotte Flair? They're not going to mention Io Sky. Right?
No, it's Io Sky, but I did say earlier that I don't see Io Sky walking into WrestleMania with the women's WWE Women's Championship. I do believe she's going to drop that title to Bianca Belair, who pretty much said it after the match, hey, I'm going to enter the Royal Rumble. She getting thrown out, but she's challenging Io Sky at Elimination Chamber or SmackDown. She's winning that championship. I'm telling you, Io is not walking in. It's not about her, right? This is what I said to you earlier, Vic, when you said that, she's making the championship. I think the championship makes her. I think she's only relevant right now, not because she's not good. I think Io's phenomenal. I really do. I think she's a fantastic talent, but she's not WrestleMania main event level to me. As much as they escalated the women's division in WWE, especially in NXT, WrestleMania is not going to be half women matches. It's not. You're going to have 3 or 4 women matches, and everybody else is just going to throw in a battle royal or something, right? Io Sky is getting thrown into a battle royal or something. It's going to be Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax. That's the way you have to go, unless it's going to be Jade Cargill. That's the way you have to go. Why you make that face, Big Daddy Cool?
I know I missed the Nia Jax segment for the Monday Night Raw review.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, on Monday night, Nia looked strong, got a clean win over a multi-time champion, a legend, a future Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Not to feed her to Rhea Ripley, but to feed her to Jade Cargill in the Royal Rumble. We already know Nia has announced for the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to be in the match.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to keep feeding Nia to make her look strong and build her up. And then they're going to feed Nia Jax to Jade Cargill in the Royal Rumble. That's the plan. That's what's going to happen.
No, the plan is to have her be fed to Bianca Belair, so Bianca Belair can re-solidify her time. No, let me tell you why.
No.
Hear me out. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
WWE Women's Championship right now is on Io Sky. What is your the Women's World Championship is going to be Rhea and Becky. That's it.
Yep.
Right. Who is in that WWE Women's Championship match?
Bailey.
Bailey and who?
Io Sky.
You think Bailey and Io Sky. So what are you doing with Bianca Belair?
I don't know. You give her the night off.
You're going to give Bianca Belair WrestleMania?
Yeah, give her the night off. Yeah, give her the night off.
Oh, by your admission.
Yeah.
Look at Willie go. It's like he's pregnant. By your admission.
Well, listen, he smoked, so now he's hungry. Come on now. What's wrong with that?
He's been like gulping and chopping down like every.
I'm not judging you. He's judging you. Yeah, my man got some during a commercial break and smoked, and now he's hungry. He worked up an appetite. Leave him alone.
Bianca Belair is so you'll take Bianca Belair the night off, and you'll put Io Sky in the match at WrestleMania.
You know what? You're right. I'm wrong. I apologize. Have her fight the NXT champion. There you go.
Bianca?
That's not a bad idea.
You want Bianca Belair? Who's talking?
The Statue of Liberty.
You want Bianca Belair?
Vic disappeared.
Not only the Statue of Liberty talk, the Statue of Liberty has the deepest voice I ever would imagine. The Statue of Liberty. Yeah. You know what? I thought I heard it talk one time. I was on a ferry and I was going around and they're like, "Don't go there." And I'm like, "Oh, what's that?" I thought it was my boy. All right. So you would put Bianca Belair in a match with Lyra Valkyrie at WrestleMania?
Lyra Valkyria, yeah.
Whatever her name is. Whatever her name is.
You got to identify her properly.
So that's the match at WrestleMania.
Now.
So
you can't be ignorant like that.
And you want it on night 2 because you're not going to be there, right? That's what you're right. Because nobody wants to see that match.
There's a celestial event happening.
Nobody wants to see that match. Your match is going to be Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair has to be in that women's championship match because she's the biggest superstar they have, and she needs a credible heel. And the only credible heel they have besides Bailey, but nobody wants to see that match for the 14,000th time, even though we're going to get it next week, is Nia Jax. That's why they're building her up.
Have her fight Gunther.
Okay.
It was supposed to be Charlotte. It was supposed to be Charlotte Flair. She got injured.
Yeah.
So Nia Jax versus yeah, that makes sense.
It was supposed to be Nia Jax versus Bianca Belair years ago, and Nia said, "I'm not ready to come back." They let her go, and they put Dewdrop in that title, that shot, because they said, "Hey, you don't have to do it. We have another big woman right here, Piper Niven."
Well, Walter's right. Why not give Bobby Lashley Bianca Belair? It's 2024, y'all. These intergender matches can happen.
Willie Beeman, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I'm down to see Nia Jax do a men's
wrestling. I said Willie Beeman, the Statue of Liberty talks.
Nah, man. Nah, for real. Like Nia Jax, I think on everything, like it's nice to see her to get a nice little push now, finally. And she ain't been a botch queen and fucking people up. Excuse me. Fucking Becky and Becky and Rhea. Wrong with that. Yeah, man. The only person that you can see being EO and all that, and it is Bianca. Like you, ain't nobody else I can see that they can pass the belt to. Bailey, yeah, but that's gonna take too long to develop the story of her getting kicked out of Damage Control and all that. So gotta happen afterwards. We'll get
they put that slightly on hold.
How about Shotzi?
Yeah,
they put that slightly on hold because the third women's match is going to be now. Granted, okay, our very own Evil Dose says guaranteed. Sasha Banks is going to be at the Royal Rumble. If Sasha Banks is at the Royal Rumble, then Sasha, I don't think she is. But Sasha Banks at the Royal Rumble, it's going to be Sasha and Bailey versus the Kabuki Warriors for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships.
Yeah.
That's the third match, right? And that would be a big match.
But how they going to build this?
The only other person is not Nia Jax. And then they feed her to Jade Cargill, which is Big Daddy Cool's point, possibly.
Yep.
And understand, this is what I believe, and this is what I said backstage. I think it's going to be
Shotzi Blackheart.
Get the fuck out of here. No, never. Naomi. Naomi comes back, and it's her and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Now, granted, hear me out, because I know Big Daddy Cool down there making faces, right? Naomi coming back will be a huge pop. Everybody loves Naomi, right? That's one. Two, here's a fun fact. What was the match scheduled and advertised? Really, well, it never got advertised officially, but what was the match going to be that made Naomi walk out? Anybody know?
When Naylor was supposed to lose
like
to what's the name?
versus Sasha and
Nope.
Naomi?
Naomi was scheduled for a triple threat match, and the winner of that match faces Bianca Belair at the next pay-per-view at that time for the SmackDown or the Raw Women's Championship. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
She was supposed to win and face Bianca Belair.
Correct.
Once again, full circle. She come back because she wasn't opposed to that match. What made her walk out really is she was trying to be friends with Sasha Banks, who was opposed to her match that she was going to get with Ronda Rousey. That's really what it was.
Right.
A lot of people would love to see Naomi and Bianca Belair. Naomi's contract with TNA is about to be up in the next month or two. Easy to slide her in there for the WrestleMania match if you don't want to go the Nia Jax route. But I think Nia Jax is a credible heel enough to face Bianca Belair, and she draws enough heat. She is the female equivalent to Dominic Mysterio at times, where she just opens her mouth and people start booing.
But Nia's a Raw talent.
Nia's a Raw talent, which is why you have her win the Royal Rumble.
You think Nia is going to win the Royal
Nia's
Rumble?
my pick.
You out of your fucking mind.
Nia's my pick. I think Becky wins the Elimination Chamber. I don't think she needs to win the Royal Rumble. I don't think the Women's Royal Rumble's been around long enough to really have a two-time winner. It could be, maybe. WWE did it with Hulk Hogan early. So you can still do it. But I think, realistically speaking, Becky's never won the Elimination Chamber. Have her win the Elimination Chamber, have Nia win the Royal Rumble.
I'm learning all kinds of things in 2024, and it's only like day 6. I've been watching Cat Williams, and you know what I learned today? I learned that you can get a contact high from StreamYard, because that's obviously what has happened to executive consultants here is he's got a contact high from Willie's stash. Nia Jax is winning the Royal Rumble. You out of your fucking mind.
If it's not Nia Jax, it's going to be Naomi. That's the way you book it. There is nobody on the SmackDown roster. There's no woman on that SmackDown roster who is credible enough to be in a WrestleMania main event picture with Bianca Belair. No, nobody wants to see. I'm gonna use your word. Nobody's checking to see Bayley and Bianca Belair for the 14,000th time. These two have been feuding for 5 years. It feels like.
Still,
Bayley got injured. She came back and she immediately started fighting Bianca Belair again. They had an Elimination Chamber match. Twice. They've had Hell in a Cell matches. They've had TLC ladder matches. How many matches do they need?
I don't think they're putting. I don't think they will put the belt on no damn what's the fuck is Jimmy's wife's name? Naomi.
I didn't say they're gonna put the championship on her, but I don't Naomi versus Bianca Belair for WrestleMania will be a dream. I'm not necessarily a dream match.
No. That's like now if she was with the bloodline or some shit like that, like if they want her back and she was with the bloodline, then that would make it more interesting. But the fact that if she just come back and win the Rumble, I don't agree with that. I think Sasha Banks would have a better choice. I mean, a better chance at winning the Royal Rumble if she came back, because the pop would be bigger for her than it would be Naomi.
Granted, you are correct, but Sasha and Bianca Belair for a WrestleMania rematch will be huge. But I'm telling you right now, it's going to be Bayley's going to get turned on by Damage Control. Right,
but
exactly.
But that's why I said like
that. The main event match.
But then that'll have the like you about to do that in the next 2 weeks, because if you're doing that, and you say they're gonna face them at the Rumble or at Mania.
I think they're gonna wrestle at Mania. I think it's gonna be Sasha and Bayley versus the Kabuki Warriors, because the Kabuki Warriors already made their intentions clear. They want to win the tag team championship, right?
Right.
They're putting. That's why. Realistically speaking, that's why Piper Niven and Chelsea Green lost the titles to a babyface tag team. So they could drop the title. They're transitional. They're going to drop the titles to the Kabuki Warriors. They're putting the Kabuki Warriors in a less waste time feud with Fire and Dawn. That's the only reason how come they came back after months.
Right.
It's just to get them over. They're going to win, and then they're going to challenge for the tag team titles. They're going to win those titles, probably an Elimination Chamber or a SmackDown before. Right, and then they're going to kick Bayley out because Bayley failed to beat somebody. Maybe it was Bianca Belair. Maybe Bianca defeats Io Sky, and then Bayley goes after, loses, and she gets jumped by Damage Control because they're tired of nonsense. You're a terrible leader, right? You're a terrible leader. Glad you follow me, Vic. And when that happens, right? When that happens,
so fucking lost with your rhetoric. I'm so lost.
Who, me?
You convoluted this storyline worse than Tony Khan could do it.
I'm telling you,
what are you talking about?
It writes itself.
No, stop it. It doesn't write itself. This is what's going to happen. Dakota Kai is going to kick Bayley out of Damage Control. The main event's going to be Io Sky versus Bayley for the title. That's not if Sasha is not involved. If Sasha's involved, then it changes everything. Granted, I agree with you that Charlotte was originally on the path for Bianca Belair, but she got injured, and it's not going to happen. So, listen, it is what it is. Stop trying to make Nia Jax a Royal Rumble champion. Stop it.
Nia Jax should win the Royal Rumble. She deserves it. She's been back. She's been dominant.
Guess what? I should win Lotto, but guess what? That shit don't happen either.
You should win Lotto. You should win Lotto, right? You should win being burnt because of what you do to children, Freddy Krueger. There's a lot of things that should happen. But I am telling you right now,
get my hat.
That motherfucker is not real. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to talk main event. Everybody else should be scared. Stay with this. You're watching a popular review.
But here we go right here. World's End right here. Your devil. People complain because it was anticlimactic. But what's anticlimactic is not the fact that it was Adam Cole, right? And shout out to my man Dice, the Asylum, right? He loves this faction. He goes, oh, this is great. You got Warlow. You know, you got Roderick Strong. You got the Jacob. This is ass to me. If it was the Undisputed Era, I'm like, okay, it's the Undisputed Era. I like Warlow being a part because they had nothing for Warlow. It's a shame they had nothing for Warlow. It sucked they had nothing for Warlow. But for AEW fans to say this storyline sucked, I'm going to stop the car, and hit you with it. Hit and run. No DUI. I'm completely sober when I say this to you. How can I not say there was no storyline built for this? They have built that for months. Random people, not random people. There was a certain group of people. There was Samoa Joe was backstage. There was Roger Strong that was backstage. There was Warlow. There was people that were saying they had a problem with MJF and Jay White and what he had did. So it kept on the same lines. I think it was perfect booking. I think it was awesome storytelling, even though it was horrible how it was unveiled. That's all that was bad, was the unveiling of who the devil was. But overall, that's the new faction right here. Think about it as your name. Them boys, we're going to see what happens next, okay?
Undisputed Kingdom.
Trash.
Now a part of AEW. AEW Dynamite, of course. That is the Mike Knott Show.
And the words of my man Bubba Dub, that name is trash.
Mike Knott Show, the show for the intelligent wrestling fan. You can watch right here on Popular Review Wrestling Mondays at 6:00 p.m. Right now, you're watching the SmackDown review show. The executive consultant Vic, Willie Beeman, and Big Daddy Cool. Let's talk about it. Main event time, right?
Can I just say one thing about Undisputed Trash? You know, I'm a big fan of Vince McMahon. We still miss you, Pops.
He's not dead. He's not dead.
What?
He's not dead.
We still miss him. We still miss him. We think about him every day. This man wanted to book Adam Cole as a manager. 2 years later, look at him. Now he's a manager.
He's a fucking manager.
Thank you.
Foresight of the
I forgot. Before we talk about the main event, I want to quickly talk about. He's not wrong though. I want to quickly talk about Pretty Deadly versus Pete Dunne and his mystery partner, which was not so much a mystery. Everybody knew who it was going to be, which is Tyler Bate. The mystery of it.
No, hold up a minute, Chris. Nobody in that audience knew who that was.
I was about to get there.
Everybody knew who was coming.
We all knew Tyler Bate was getting called up. We all knew Tyler Bate was going to be the mystery partner. The problem is no one told Canada because Tyler Bate came out. Tyler Bate came out, and the most noise. The most noise we heard was Tyler Bate saying, "I'm here, baby," because nobody was saying anything in the background. And I feel sorry for Tyler Bate.
Chris, this man came out, and then simultaneously on Twitter, Twitter was trending. Hashtag, who's this AEW vanilla midget? Just started trending worldwide. What? Tyler Bate showed up. Nobody knew who this guy was. He said, oh, AEW is invading? Oh, my God.
I feel sorry for Tyler Bate. I think he's a phenomenal talent, fantastic. He's not winning any titles anytime in the future. He's not a main eventer in WrestleMania by far, but I think he is a fantastic talent, and I think we should have found WWE should have found a better way to introduce him, because otherwise than that, he's going to end up being the new Cameron Grimes. He's going to be a new Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes had a skit backstage where he went up to Logan Paul and started laughing, and then they just rushed him. Yeah, and I'm like, Cameron Grimes, you need to change your gimmick. And I like this gimmick in NXT, but it's not working for the main roster. He's just like an afterthought. And Tyler Bate, I'm not sure this is going to work for you. People really wanted to see Sheamus. People are hoping it's going to be Sheamus. But like I said, we knew it was going to be Tyler Bate. But that arena was not impressive. I forgot about it. That's why you muted. And I forgot about it, which is why
Nobody knew.
I almost forgot about this match. But Pretty Deadly actually took one of their first losses on the main roster. I think Pretty Deadly's experiment has not been working and translating too well on the main roster as well. Their entrance is way too long, is number one. And I don't think that disco ball is helping them, doing them any favorites. But I like Pretty Deadly. I think they're a fantastic tag team, but that gimmick's not working. He is warming up.
I think Pretty Deadly needs Tyler Breeze.
I think that match might work. He is warming up, but right now it's like on, what do they call it, pre-bake? Where it's somebody should have helped him. It's not going to work. Main event time. This main event could have been on a PLE easily. Randy Orton, LA Knight, AJ Styles. Winner faces Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble. Let me tell you something. This match was very, very good, as you knew it was going to be. I can tell they were pressed. They weren't pressed for time because Roman Reigns had the longest. I'm sorry, Randy Orton had a very long entrance. He took his sweet time for that freaking entrance. But thank you, Jeffrey. It was preheat. I couldn't remember what it was. That just ruined my joke. But it was a great match. LA Knight got busted wide open from a whatever that's called onto him from AJ Styles. Let me tell you something. I only watched this morning. I didn't get to see it last night because I was out at work. And I did see a clip of when Roman comes out. And somebody says that you can tell those fans were just waiting for Roman to come out. This is what we talked about when we talked about Rock earlier, right? You saw Roman on the screen. He laughed it off. He came out. When all three of those people entered the ring and acted like they were too tired to do anything, which they probably were, Roman's music hit, fans on their feet. They were already excited over the match. Fans on their feet, excited to see the head of the table, who comes out there and beats everybody's ass.
They was already down. They was already down.
Three people still. Three phenomenal athletes in Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight.
It was three fresh.
Roman went in there and single-handedly destroyed all of them. Everybody else
single-handedly
destroyed all of them. I saw Roman do a power bomb. See, Steve got me on Lotto. I saw Roman Reigns do a power bomb. I saw Superman punches being thrown.
I saw Hadouken.
I saw spears being had. I saw Roman dominate.
I saw.
But that boom kid. How do you get?
Roman was absolutely dominating.
There was a Canadian destroyer. This man did a 360.
Roman took care of business. Roman handled business so much he inspired Willie during a commercial break. Let me tell you, Roman was dominating out there. Feeling good for himself. Nick Aldis out there all of a sudden doesn't grab a mic, and I like the fact they did this for TV. He says, "Hey, your man just earned himself a fatal 4-way." Now, somebody called this a week or two ago, and it's not like it wasn't obvious to a certain extent. But I didn't think they were going to go there because if you look at Roman's history of his world title matches, he hasn't had too many multi-man matches. He had one triple threat match his entire time as the world champion this year. Let's go around. And it was the one where he's pinned, stacked. Wait, what did he stacked them. He
smashed them,
stacked them, and pinned them, right?
Yeah.
And that was, 3 years ago, right? Hasn't had one since. I didn't know he was going to have one now, but it looks like he's going to have it. Fatal 4-way match. Roman Reigns defending the Undisputed Championship. Didn't mention The Rock. Paul Heyman mentioned it earlier and said, hey, you get clout by 1, dating Taylor Swift, and 2, mentioning Roman Reigns' name. He's not completely wrong. Tells Paul Heyman defending the title against Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles. What notable thing I want to mention in this match, in my opinion, the most over person was LA Knight. Yeah, I never would have thought that would have happened over AJ Styles and Randy Orton. Who was right up there? Randy Orton was right up there. AJ Styles clearly wasn't, but Randy Orton was right up there. But LA Knight is really, really over. He got the biggest pop of the night, in my opinion, outside of Roman Reigns. Vic, if you can hear pop, tell me. We'll skip Vic. Willie B. What are your thoughts when it comes to these gentlemen? you were completely out. You were completely out. You know I'm clipping that, right? I'm just letting you know. You know I'm clipping. It was like he was watching. It was like he was watching AEW Rampage on air. You seen it all on this show today, ladies and gentlemen. You seen it all on this show today.
All of it. UPR gives you so much.
So why aren't you subscribed to us if you haven't subscribed to us? Look what we give you. Look at the entertainment we give you. And then I watch other people who have absolutely no interest. I'm watching these shows. I'm like, what? You can tell. Shout out to Mike Nice. The show is the show for the intelligent wrestling fan, right? And I'm like, okay. And I watch other shows, and they got like 2,000 people watching it. I'm like, this show is for idiots. And I see why. I see the clientele commenting. We have smart people watch our show. It's terrible. Willie Beamer, what do you have to say?
The pop of the night definitely went to LA Knight. Yeah. Shit, every time he threw a punch, what's going on? So like, we already know who won. Roman's definitely about to win this fatal four-way, but the whole presentation he had was drawn up and how it was kind of predictable a little bit. Even the way they dismissed the Rock comments, which is, Roman has this belt in this championship reign because of the Rock, and he's not doing it for clout, because Rock, the most electrifying man, is clout when it comes to WWE professional wrestling entertainment. I just wanted to say that exactly. So, but back to the match. The match was, like AJ Styles, phenomenal. The match was phenomenal. You can see the crowd was firmly, but out of all the superstars, the crowd was Randy Orton and LA Knight's crowd mainly. And maybe with this new, I guess, whatever the fuck AJ got going on, black jeans and the trench coat. I don't know. But
yeah, I'm not a fan of that look.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, the fans are like, you can tell the fans is like, what the fuck is this? But
you don't like Columbine AJ?
Nah, man. School shooter AJ. Man, shooter AJ.
Oh, I'm sorry. Too soon?
Oh, wow. And it's January 6th. Yeah.
Oh, it is January 6th.
Yeah. You seen it all on this show.
Oh, it's Little Christmas.
You seen it all on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Unpopular Review was good to have around for 5 years. Steve just single-handedly ended it with that comment.
What? What did I do? Go ahead, Columbine and AJ Styles. Is that right?
Vic, you up?
All those kids grew up, except for like the ones that,
Yeah, sorry.
Your thoughts on this match?
I just had to take a little nap. You know what happens when you pass.
It's fine. I'm watching AEW Rampage.
Oh, okay. So, it was interesting. It clearly. See, I feel like they're doing this because they need time. Because it's early in the year. I mean, it's early in the month. Royal Rumble is not to the end of the month. So they need a lot of filler. They need at least 2 more weeks of stuff. So now they're going to do this fatal 4-way. And now they're probably going to figure out a way to give somebody an advantage in the match and figure out a way for, one of them to come out first or whatever. Who knows? You know what I mean?
My bad, Vic. I ain't mean to interrupt you, but I think like over the next couple of weeks leading up to the Rumble, each one of them going to look strong leading up. Like Roman and them look strong tonight. So the next week it's going to be something where Randy Orton end up RKOing everybody, and then next week is AJ Styles and so on and so on. So we get the LA Knight before the Rumble actually happens, the way it's the fatal 4-way.
Well, after the whole show, there was a segment where Roman and Paul Heyman were pretty much just talking about it, where Paul Heyman just pretty much informed him. And, Roman just took the title and he was like, oh, you all want this, all of you want this. And then he just threw the title back at Paul Heyman and he was like, wise man, fix this. So I'm curious to see what the next Paul Heyman promo is going to be, because, Paul Heyman always figures out a way to say something brilliant. You know what I mean? So I'm curious to see how he politics his way into defending Roman right now and figuring out what he does with Nick Aldis, because I think more than anything, this was also a way to bring Nick Aldis into the fold, because clearly they're building a storyline for him to do something else outside of being in this authoritative role. You know what I mean? So it's the whole situation is interesting because they're capitalizing on LA Knight's momentum as well as pushing everybody else. So yeah, it works.
I think it's completely foul that this Nick Aldis was given this job, and two, for him to do the tribal chief dirty this way is just deplorable. It's deplorable.
I mean, we might see Mickey James back because of him.
I stand with Roman Reigns. He's done nothing but bring good. Look at this. WWE has flourished in the last 3 years of him being champion. Most profits, highest attendance, killing the business. And this guy, Nick Aldis, got hired because Roman Reigns is bringing in money matches after money matches. And then he has the balls to punish Roman. Listen, he gets disrespected by these three clowns. You call them legends. But Roman got disrespected by these three bozos. And then he came in to defend himself. Absolutely. I'm a shareholder, not only of WWE TKO stock, but I'm also a shareholder of Roman Reigns stock. And Roman was disrespected. He going to come out here and clear his name and smash these three bozos. And then Nick Aldis has to put himself over by putting Roman in this match. This is ridiculous. You know what? I long for Chris, who's the other commissioner? The one that is doing a great job on Raw?
I don't know who's doing a great job on Raw, but Adam Pearce, who just comes out and breaks fights. All he does is break up fights. That's all he does.
No, Adam Pearce is great.
And make obvious
matches. And Roman used to run over Adam Pearce.
And he was doing great until this Nick Aldis showed up. Adam Pearce should be the commissioner of all brands because this Nick Aldis, he don't know what he's doing. I think he should be fired. This is so wrong. What about Roman's road to WrestleMania? What about his story? Huh?
Well, his road is obvious. It's already paved. He's the champion. And let me explain something. He is going to be champion. You know, earlier, I wish you were here, Big Daddy Cool. Earlier, we were talking about the relevance of the WWE Women's Championship as well as the World Women's Championship, and which was the more relevant title. Like we know, the WWE World Championship as well as the undisputed Universal Championship, we already know what's the more relevant title. However, I think once Roman finally loses that championship, it's going to be a lot more equal. Right now, I tell you, one of the issues that Seth has with his championship reign, even though it's been great, is that, you know, he's clearly not on the same level as Roman Reigns as far as that title, but also the wording of that championship or Roman Reigns championship is literally called the Undisputed Championship. But Seth has a championship that kind of disputes it. But then when Roman drops it, because they're only keeping it because it's the Universal Championship and the Undisputed, they don't want to disrespect Roman. But Roman drops it, whoever he drops it to, whether it be Randy Orton, whether it be Cody Rhodes, whether it be The Rock, it's going to change back into the WWE Championship. They're even going to drop the Universal title as part of it. Why do you think any of that is when it comes to Roman Reigns is that he gets that kind of clout and that kind of push, him being that championship ring?
I don't want to hear nobody give Roman Reigns a hard time about not being a part-time champion. This man has shown up every single Friday night in 2024, all right? Remember that. This man has shown up every single show he's supposed to be on in 2024. He's shown up.
He was not supposed to be on last night. They changed that.
Hush your mouth. Hush your mouth. He's shown up, Chris. People got a treat when they walked in. What terrible city they were in last night? Toronto?
No, they were in Vancouver.
Oh, even worse. They got a treat. Vancouver got lucky last night. They got to see Roman Reigns.
I'm still waiting for AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns since same fucking 2016. I thought that was going to be the match, either a Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber. I would have put it for a Royal Rumble, but this is the closest you're probably going to get. Maybe they'll put it on a SmackDown. I don't know. Roman doesn't really wrestle on SmackDown anymore, but that's something I will be interested in seeing also. I'm not sure AJ Styles' path to WrestleMania. Look, it's a wonderful time to be a wrestling fan. We are in a world now where I never would have thought where WrestleMania is not one but 2 nights.
Yep.
Right?
Thank you,
they
COVID.
did that so
Thank
they
you,
don't
COVID.
have to. Yeah, it was because of COVID. I still prefer one night, but they
It
did
doesn't
that
matter.
because
The show's
people-
too big, bro. 35. It wasn't just because of COVID. 35 was ridiculous, man.
Right,
And I was
and 35 was
That's-
35 was one of the
the
reasons
show.
why they decided to do it, because people
Yeah.
complain about the fact they threw all these matches in one night, and it makes what should be a 4 to 5 hour event feel like a 6 to 7 hour event, right? So they split up into 2 nights. And now when we went in 38 in Dallas, with Big Daddy Cool and I, the first night was like what 3 hours, 45 minutes long. The second night was like 3 hours, 30 minutes long. Los Angeles was like 4 hours one night, 3 hours and 30 minutes the other night.
I agree with
But
you.
my point is, even with 2 nights, you still can't fit every single person on these shows, which is why you have WrestleMania SmackDown, which is why you have WrestleMania Raw at the same time. Bobby Lashley was not on. LA Knight was not on this past year, right? I don't know the direction AJ Styles is going to have for WrestleMania, because right now we're in WrestleMania season. Where is AJ Styles fitting on the card? The rumor, and this is the real rumor I heard or read.
What's the rumor?
AJ Styles versus the OC in a handicap match, a la Randy Orton versus Legacy, WrestleMania 26. I want to say that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, but I don't see what else AJ can do unless he's going to wrestle LA Knight.
Well, we haven't even seen the OC in a minute. So
OC was on last night.
They came out with Michelle Lee.
Yep. They came out with Misha. And let me tell you, OC has done absolute dog shit since they came back to WWE.
Facts.
Nothing.
They're getting a paycheck.
They're getting a paycheck, but they want to be prominent. They want to be featured. That's one of the reasons why they came back to WWE.
You know what? You know what? I would like to see Luke Gallows do something with CM Punk, because Luke Gallows they used to they were society. Yeah, you know what I mean. Maybe CM Punk could get involved with that. You never know, but
I need people to start putting some respect on our champions. This is ridiculous.
Roman Reigns has the greatest world title reign I've ever seen, and I don't see it changing.
He certainly does, and no one else in wrestling history ever.
It wasn't better than Hogan.
That many hands on deck, from John Cena to Undertaker to even freaking Braun Strowman. So many people. Even when The Rock came out and held his hand when he won the Royal Rumble and he got booed off the fucking stage. Like, yo, it took a long time to get him over. And that's the sad part, because the guy had no mic skills. He got mic skills now after hanging around with Paul Heyman for a couple of years. Like, come on, man. Like, listen, nobody else ever needed this amount of stuff. LA Knight certainly isn't going to need it if he becomes the guy. But the problem with LA Knight is that at the moment, it's just about, it's just like Adam Cole, baby. Without the baby, there'd be no, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Roman has this impactful reign and all of this stuff, right? But the reality of the situation is that in 20 years, people like The Miz are going to be more remembered, because when my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. Things like that. Ric Flair.
Remember this Roman Reigns run?
No, you know why? Because Roman Reigns doesn't have any lines. You know what I mean? You see Rob Van Dam, you still have people going RVD. Not many people.
Roman has acknowledged me.
That acknowledged me, okay, but all right, but nobody's going to be saying that.
I don't know. I might. Do you think Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles already done everything with WWE? Basically, what I believe he's asking is, do you think they've run this course and maybe they should go into considering retirement?
I don't read this question as that. I think have they done everything? No. I think Drew McIntyre, we're just seeing the precipice of what he should be doing as a monster heel. I think he can definitely get some legs. Sheamus, I think he's got one good last run. But I mean, again, like we've talked about this, Chris, like Sheamus is a gatekeeper, right? Like, my man, whoever gets introduced into WWE has to go through Sheamus. At least that's how it was when Vince was around. Now I don't know about it so much because we haven't seen Sheamus in that role in a while. He was either given Sheamus or Dolph Ziggler to go through.
Dolph Ziggler used to be big. Everybody came in NXT had to face Dolph Ziggler. Yeah. It's like the Natalia of the men.
Now Dolph Ziggler, he gonna make a run for that head of Bullet Club. I really need him to be the head of Bullet Club just so I can get all these internet.
I think that would be a good fit for him.
That would definitely be a good fit. He could definitely now that guy should have gotten a push because he got mic skills. He got mic skills. He got ring skills. He got all of those skills.
He didn't used to have mic skills. He got his mic skills from Vicky Guerrero.
Hey, great, but he got it now.
AJ Styles, he's still got some other stuff to do, but he's been getting injured. And ultimately, like I think what this question is asking is, do you think that they should you go jump ship to AEW? And the answer is absolutely not. Like that place is a Titanic right now. Please.
Now it depends on who it is, because look, Edge's storyline is pretty good, and but the thing with Edge is that he just went over there to have some fun.
Edge got hurt by a dinosaur.
I'm not sure I'm a fan of that storyline with Edge in AEW. Actually, I think it's kind of taken away from Christian a little bit. But that's fine. AJ style AEW dream matches. I think AJ going to AEW is going to take away from the legacy that he started. He is a WWE superstar. He was a indie darling, a king of the indies darling, technically with TNA, and was really known for that. And nobody would have thought he would have transitioned as well as he has to being a WWE superstar, but he really has transitioned into being a WWE superstar. That is where the bulk of his career is, as far as most people know, because he's done so much on the biggest platform that you can have. Him going to AEW, I think, kind of hurts it. I think Edge's run in AEW is actually hurting him. And I said it on air. I don't know. I never spoke to Edge. I think he regrets it a little bit. I think he does. Christian's fine, but I don't think he's doing everything he thought he was going to do in AEW. So that's my opinion.
You know what? I want to give this man.
I think it's still early to say that.
Yeah, and I think the fact that he's getting the wrestle is that all he wants. Like with Edge, I think that's all he wants. Fuck a title run. He just want to be in the back with the boys and being able to having some decent TV time, man.
Right. Has he been having decent TV time? He just comes out and beats up people. That's all he does.
Nah, the shit with him and Christian have been dope. He been getting beat up. He been getting beat up by the motherfucking
the last day they had was entertaining.
I want to give Kervin a legit answer. I think that who has done everything they can do in WWE, and that's Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne has done everything that he needs to do in WWE. So sayonara, Pete Dunne. Go to AEW.
I got Pete Dunne side plates for sale on my eBay. I put my link. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of the Unpopular Review Wrestling Show, Raw and Smackdown.
Is it Pete Dunne or Tyler Bate? Which one debuted last night? I get those two midgets.
Tyler Bate.
Tyler Bate. Him.
Yeah,
Tyler Bate's done everything he
honestly
needs to do in WWE.
But what do you prefer, Butch or Pete Dunne?
I prefer
Pete Dunne.
Butch is more.
I prefer Pete Dunne.
I'm fine
with Butch the Bulldog.
Yeah.
I think Butch with a little bit of Pete Dunne's personality, which he's been doing lately, I think works fine. I think it works fine. And yes, Jeffrey.
Ron, we just got started.
Did Adam say he's going to be on every week? Yes, he did say that. And yes, this show is still on, but we're wrapping up. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you are following us and subscribing to us here at Unpopular Review Wrestling, trying to reach that next level for us here at Unpopular Review Wrestling. So join us here, Unpopular Review Wrestling, Unpopular Review Entertainment, Unpopular Review Sports. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed, get a friend to subscribe. Talk about, tweet about us. Sooner or later, you will be on the show with us as we bring in guests each and every single Saturday. Unpopular Review Wrestling, Raw and Smackdown. We're going to do some transition going on later this year, but you can join Vic if he's awake, as well as anybody else. Damn, Big Daddy Cool. So every single Saturday here. Monday, show for the intelligent wrestling fan, Mike Knox Show. Tuesday, NXT. Immediately after NXT with Bad Guy Jack and Wrestling Doll. And, of course, on Tuesday, UPRE. This Tuesday, we have Zoolander. Wednesday, AEW Dynamite immediately after AEW with Evil Dose, Dan the Man, and Vinny. Also Wednesday, I think you're doing Echo on UPRE. Looking forward to that. Thursday, UPRE continue on. It's going to be Fantastic Four and on Unpopular Review Wrestling side. Actually, nothing on Thursday and Friday. And of course, join us right back here. Please make sure that you are following, subscribing, and sharing, looking into all of our sister channels here for everybody that does something here, whether it be the Mike Knox channel on YouTube, whether it be an Unofficial Camera Woman on YouTube, whether it be the Big Pop podcast, Big Pop Theory podcast on YouTube, as well as See the Superior. All the things, we have everything you need and everything you want right here through some way, shape, form, or fashion. For Vic, for Stephen Willie Beamer, for Big Daddy Cool, I'm the executive consultant. You see down there, what the hell is Willie doing? Is he crossing over?
Oh,
it looked like he was crossing over into getting transported by aliens.
Michael Jackson and what? here.